everybody. Thank you for joining me this evening on tonight's show, on a Friday night show of all things as well. So, um, I want to appreciate you hopping along, following me. And, I'm always grateful for everybody who comes and watches the show and are big supporters. So, actually, one of my guests tonight is one of those people. So, before I get into him, let me go ahead and start and cover the few things that I usually like to talk about beforehand. So, just real quick, guys, if you're following us on social media, you can check us up on all our social media pages on Facebook at Made from Scratch Podcast. There, you can go find a lot of our videos and past episodes there. And then you can go to our Twitter page where we're streaming live right now, and that is at MFSB Live on Twitter. And we do a thing on Instagram where we do kind of a back behind the scenes thing. You can follow us there on Instagram. And I do post all the past episodes and videos and that sort of thing on IGTV. So you can go check out there if you want to go check it out on Instagram. And that is at Made from Scratch Broadcast on Instagram. And then, of course, you can follow us on our YouTube page. And you can follow us on YouTube. We are there at the same name, the Made from Scratch Broadcast channel. And go there and you can follow all the past episodes. You can go see, the episode after we're done recording here tonight. It'll be up. And then we also do, if you go there, do us a favor, hit the like and subscribe button. We're trying to build our subscribership there on YouTube. You can get notifications of when new episodes or new live shows come on. And that way you can hop on, jump into the comments, leave a comment there. And again, thank you for hopping on. And we also put it in podcast form. So if you guys are unable to watch the show, you can also go back and hear the audio on podcast. And we're there on different array of podcast streaming services. But you can check us out for sure on Google Podcasts. We're on Anchor. We're on Spotify, Overcast, Breaker. And those are just to name a few. So you can go back and catch our episodes there as well. So all this stuff will be up on after the show's over. But real quick, let me go ahead and start with the introduction of our evening's guest. So first of all, my guest tonight, he's an interesting fellow. His background is actually in financing and banking, but he has a different passion that he does. And that's why I'm bringing him on this evening. He actually has his own music management company, what he does. So the reason I wanted to reach out to him in the first place is because a lot of the artist guys that you are seeing on my show, he referred them to me. And, when we started having our initial conversations, that was one of the things that interests me is he started talking about all the background work that he has to do in running a musical management company. So I found that interesting because, again, I like learning about the people who work behind the scenes as well as the people who are up in front of the mic. So my guest this evening is Frank Annello. And guys, yes, I've had one of his children on my show on a past episode. So if you want to go check that out, her name is Sophia Annello. And let me give her a little shout out to her website. You can check it out at www.sophiaannellomusic.com. You can follow on all her social media channels as well. She's on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, you name it, she's there. And, without any further ado, guys, let me bring into the room Frank Annello.
Hello.
How you doing, bud?
I'm doing well. I have to say, with the intro, you made me look a lot cooler than I really am. Where's those pictures? That's definitely not last week. I looked a little too good looking in those. I was like, who's that kid?
Yeah, right? Yeah, but you know what? That's the fun part.
Wait a minute. I got to try to recreate that.
Yeah, there you go.
Except I don't have the sunglasses.
Hey, that's what I kind of like to do is I try to find those pictures that people are like, oh, wow, that's the cool me. And I want to share that with everybody. So, man, I'm already getting comments. Check it out.
I know her, Sophia.
So, yeah, again, she was on the show a couple weeks ago, and can Frank and me and Frank have a past at Berkeley? Sure. Hey, guys, yeah. So we do have a past. We grew up together, and that's the amazing thing about, guys. If you don't know, I've had so many people on who I grew up with who just happen to turn out to be creative people.
Koala.
And yeah, I've had Opalina on. I've had Eric on. So there's already 5 people right there that I've had on And then I also one more, and I'm forgetting. But anyway, before I go, let's go ahead and keep going. One of the things that I wanted to talk about this evening was about your. Well, first of all, would you kind of like want to introduce yourself to everybody who's who's joining you and doesn't know exactly who Frank Annello is?
So
give a brief description.
Frank Annello. I'm a 45-year-old father of four. My oldest is in investment banking, Matt. Sophia is 19, is in the music business, going to the Berklee School of Music, but also has music on all platforms. My son Nicholas, who's 15, is also an artist, has 3 originals out, and has done very well for himself, and he's got a lot in the works. And then I have the Leo monster, Leonardo, who's 4, who keeps everybody busy. So yeah, my background in a nutshell is I always had the passion for acting, singing, impressions, whatever, just always wanted to have fun in the arts. And their mother, Jennifer, has always had a passion in the arts too. So their mother being my two middle kids. And so, I didn't follow my passion into acting that I wanted to, even though I did a lot of plays, I wanted to go to the movies.
Yeah.
I ended up, for whatever reason, going into banking and finance. I've had a, pretty successful career, but that success has allowed me to then make sure with my kids, what are they passionate about? What are they hungry about? What gets them out of bed? What are they, what really kind of moves them? And so that's, my oldest, conquering the world of finance is what motivates Matt. My 2 middle, they want to create art. They want to sing. And the young guy at 4 will figure out what he wants to do. But, I have an opportunity to kind of help all of them, be successful and find a way to monetize and make a living doing what they love. So that's kind of me.
Yeah. And again, your imprint is on all of them, which is what which is why I kind of like admire what you're doing, because again, you're sitting there and your son's in finance, something you've already done. And then you got your 2 kids who are going into the arts and learning, what it's like to go out and chase their passions and drives in life. And again, who knows with the 4th one, but who knows, he could be a combination of both. Maybe he's a music behind the scene mogul who does financing. I don't know.
You never know.
Yeah, you never know. So, that kind of answers the first question that we're going to have anyway. So let me start about your journey into the music industry. Now that people know that you have a history in banking and finance. So along your journey, you've kind of learned everything, like my show says, from scratch. You didn't have the furthest inkling as far as knowing how to do running management, that thing. So what kind of experiences have you learned in the music industry, as far as what you deal with finances, royalties, music production, that sort of thing?
Yeah, I'm passionate about it. Started from, we really started with Sophia. Sophia had a passion to sing, so she picked up the guitar at a young age, started writing songs, started performing them wherever we could go, right? And that was starting free with doing, for tips in a little restaurant, and being passionate and wanting to monetize it. We went. She got involved in Septian Entertainment, where a lot of people have trained. And we just started learning whatever we could. We read books. We learned everything we could about, what does an artist need to do to copyright their music if they write original music, and publishing and getting royalties off that, and streaming revenues. And so we just kind of educated ourselves. And probably one of the biggest impacts for me was when I met Sean Seifa, Sean Holder. He goes by Sean Seifa, runs Streamlord Marketing. And once my daughter had originals out there, he helped me market onto playlists. He was, extremely passionate about the business as well. And you should have him on in the future, and he could talk about his company and how he helps all kinds of artists and different music. But just learning from him, learning ways to kind of create revenue streams, everything we needed to do to kind of get, the kids online and to generate revenues and getting that music to the masses. And so, just a self-education, you can have great talent in the world, and you get to pay, get paid for gigs, but how do you monetize it? How do we get streaming revenue? How do you get your songs out there? How do you build an audience? That's everything from Instagram, Facebook, to TikTok videos. We just learned along the way.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's been a kind of like what I'm learning here now to do live streaming. You just hop in, start
Take action.
take action and start doing whatever you can to want to learn as much as possible, doing music, learning about all the stuff that you're talking about. And again, it's by it's like reaching out to the right sort of people. So reaching out to Sean and having him kind of lead you along that path of, hey, this is things that we can do. These are things. And again, you're adding your own spin on it. You're adding your own part to doing it because, again, you've had a passion for the arts and creativity before. So now you're kind of merging both your worlds, right? You're doing the business aspect of financing, that sort of thing, learning all that. And then putting in yourself in there as well. Your kind of spin on what management is, because everybody's got their own style. And, I really do enjoy, seeing people put their own spin on what is usually normal.
And just straight hard work, right? It's one thing learning, okay, how do you copyright a song? Well, you can do that learn it on the internet, do it very easily. Upload through a distributor. Artists can actually make their own music and use, whether that's a DistroKid or TuneCore or CD Baby. They can make music, get it out there themselves, record it in their home studio, and market it out there. But it's really also blocking and tackling. You got to work hard. When Sophia first started playing, she had one location, had a tip jar, and got played for songs. But she came to me and said, "Dad, I want to do this for a living. I'd rather do this as a job. How can I make money?" I said, "Well, first you got to get some business cards." And I'll tell you something my dad taught me. Get business cards, put all your social media links on there, make sure, which we learned from Septian, get the website, get your Instagram, get all your social media. So she had all the social media up, and I go, get your business cards. Now, you know what I want you to do? I want you to get in the car. We even worked on a script and practice it. Get in the car, and now during the summer and lunchtime, go to all these venues, walk in the door, introduce yourself, bring your guitar if they want to hear a song, and ask, can I play here? Do you have an opportunity to do live music here? And that girl got in a car, went from venue to venue. She did find out a lot of them wanted you to submit online. We learned that. It wasn't, walk in the door, sing for me an audition. Show me what you have, especially the bigger venues. You're not going to walk into a Legacy Hall or House of Blues. You're not going to walk in and say, hey, I'm ready to audition. Who do I talk to? You got to kind of send them material and build material and have content out there and live videos. And the more you have on YouTube, the more streams you have, the more video views, the more audience you have, and the more they see you in the marketplace, you get the bigger venues. But we started out doing the little mom and pop for tips to a bigger venue to, Sophia's played the House of Blues. She's played Legacy. She's played, all the venues, Remy, Jade, Adrian, so many, there's so many artists, and you could just name. There's so many great ones in the Metroplex, and these are the younger ones I'm mentioning, but they've all played these great venues. Remy's dad done business a long time, and taught me a lot about reaching out to all these talent buyers of these major venues, getting their contact information, getting stuff. You learn a lot from everybody. As much as I've learned about streaming and how streaming revenues work, and the copywriting and publishing from Sean, I've learned from John. I've learned from Lyles. I've learned from my wife, who's an attorney, who's taught me all the stupid stuff I've done legally that we needed to do better. Kim and I.
I love that.
I was about to say, I was like, I'm not as cute as I used to be when I first met her, but she's Mastro Management actually is more than just an artistic management of my kids and helping other artists. It also has investments in real estate, and we've done other stuff. And the real genius and the legal mind behind it all is my wife, Kim. So it's taking something from everybody and what they have, to offer, and blocking and tackling, man, working hard.
Yeah, there you go. That's the way to do it, right? And again, that's the power of, again, social media. That's the power of networking. It's the power of going out and just doing the art of the ask. You got to exactly right. So that's how you're gonna get. That's how you're gonna get the, all the people who you want to introduce yourself to, because this is the same thing. I'm going through the same thing now that I'm learning about doing streaming and live streaming. Right, reaching out to the people and just saying, find somebody that you want, that again you want to emulate, or somebody that you has interested in you, and go out and ask them. You know, what's the worst they can tell you? No, don't, scram. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Go to the next one, right? Um, but again, to your point, it's all about doing a lot of the work, getting yourself out there, and of course, it's good that you have somebody that kind of like yourself who's willing to get really passionate in their kids' careers and help them grow and develop as artists. Because that's kind of for some people, you go tell somebody, hey, I want to go be a musician. They're going to be like, no, go be a lawyer, go be a doctor.
Well, my parents, I love them to death, and they've always supported me in every endeavor, and they loved watching me in plays. But yeah, my dad was like, go be a lawyer. You're not, you want to pay the bills. I didn't end up being a lawyer. I went into banking, but yeah, I mean, but he was an old school guy. He grew up, shining shoes, paid his way through everything, and didn't have, built everything from nothing. And so he was worried about his son being able to pay the bills. And so
yeah, and I understand. I get the sentiment as far as being a parent. You're like, you don't want them to fail. You don't want them to do this. But again, that's part of growing up. That's part of how you're going to learn. That's how you're going to do a lot of things. It's just going out there and trying it. Because again, here's the thing, right? If say you had went the other way, you went into acting and did it, and you found the commitment to it, then again, it's way to go. And if not, you still had the option to go into banking. Again, all the options are still there.
Yeah.
So you'll never know if you don't go do the try, go find those things you want to do. So, that kind of leads me what I wanted to do in my next question is, do you think a lot of these young artists right now are using social media and video effectively to try to promote themselves and get themselves out there to the world?
Some use it phenomenally well, and some who have, listen, like I told you earlier when we had a conversation before, there's always a better singer than one person. There's always a better songwriter. There's always a better guitarist. There's so much talent out there, and vocalists. Like, you can have a vocalist who doesn't play an instrument and they don't write music, but God gave them a vocal that is just in the stratosphere. But it's about getting a product out there. You have to get the product to the masses, right? And so, just some examples, and I'll use Sophia and Nicholas as a quick example of using social media.
Yeah,
we built their websites, and this is a lot of work and intense sweat with Sean and myself. But we have the websites. They're all, now they don't equally do the same in each thing, but they're all on Instagram. They're all on Facebook. They're all working TikTok, which is the fastest growing medium for music in the world right now. And a lot of artists don't understand that. They think, TikTok, I don't want to deal with it. But I'll give you some examples of how that works. So we got them all set up. Sophia has, I think, 8 or 9 originals out on all platforms. Nicholas has 3 in a very short period of time.
Yes.
Sophia, by marketing to the masses and getting out there, Sophia surpassed well over 1 million streams for Catalan. Platforms, I don't even know if the number, it could be close to 2 million streams if we added every platform all around the world. She has videos now that have, if you take the videos in aggregate between Instagram, Facebook, and everything, those videos have surpassed probably 4 to 5 million views. Nicholas, who's very early in the process, just started last year, has 270,000 followers. He'll hit 300,000 followers on TikTok. He'll have almost 60,000 Instagram followers. He's going to be much faster to 500,000 streams than even Sophia did, because we're learning and we're hitting the market better, right? And I've learned from the past. And so there's no doubt in my mind, he'll hit 1 million streams on 3 songs, and a little of this for Mr. Sean Saifa and Frank Annello, because we work hard together.
There you go.
And I don't do that to toot their horn. I'm saying that's an example of what, it's not just them. It's my hard work. It's Sean's. It's friends of ours sharing. That's why if I get something from, an amazing talent like Remy or Jade or Adrian or whoever it is, Drew's Peace Crush, to the Wild Frontiers, who's a great band.
Even like Frankie Hill, right? Yeah.
Frankie, oh my God, she's an amazing talent, country artist. Like, every time I get anything that I see, I share it. I post it. I add them to the playlist. I want to help them because I believe in reciprocity, and so we do that. But a lot of people don't You have all the talent in the world, but you got to work it every day. And I just finished on this note. So TikTok, give you an example. A couple artists, they put a song on TikTok, which distributors now can put your song on there.
Yeah.
I'll give you two examples. The first example is one artist put it as a rap song, put it on there. It became a dance. And next thing you know, that artist signs a major record deal because that one song got millions of videos made. It became a completely viral dance on TikTok. And then immediately Spotify, boom, within a couple of months, 4 million streams. And he gets a record deal out of it off of one song. Oh. That's the power of social media. And you all know, Lil Nas. I mean, come on. Social media star with that one song that got remixed with Billy Ray Cyrus, and look what he accomplished. Yes. If you want an artist, now that might not be your cup of tea for certain artists, right, in terms of the music genre, but it's amazing. He's amazing talent, and he took that one thing and blew it up. That's the power of social media.
Yeah.
Everything he did was blow up, was somewhat free, right? It went on TikTok. He was a star in other social media aspects.
Yeah. So that's one of the kind of things that kind of shocked me, because I did ask like Remy and Jade if they're like on TikTok, and they're like, well, I don't know, that sort of thing. I said, wow, it's a free source to go out there. And again, like you just said, it is one of the fastest growing music platforms out there.
Let me show you one little thing just real quick. Okay.
Yeah.
Whoop. Let me see if I back it up. All right. I don't know if you can see that. It says 11.7 thousand videos made worldwide. Okay. That's 11.7 thousand videos made all over the world. Oh. And I'm just going to pull up real quick. And this is just TikTok.
Yeah.
Let's pull up the first video.
There you go.
That first video has 18 million views of using Falling. It's a girl painting a picture for her parents for Christmas, where she's super funny. She's giggling. She's playing the song loud in the background, dancing while she's playing. And that particular video on TikTok was shared 67,000 times. It continues to grow.
Yeah.
Video, guess when this video was put out? In December. Imagine where that video is going to be in a year from now.
Yeah.
So Falling was actually made 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It's a happy little love song, and kind of had some decent success in a little lyric video, and then kind of went down. And then we just started making daily TikToks for free and promoting the song on there. Next thing I know, 500 videos get made in Singapore on TikTok. 500 videos get made. I'm like, whoa, this is cool. Then Sean and I got, a couple other to do a couple videos. Next thing we know, it did 5,000 videos in like 1 week.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we're seeing streams are starting to shoot up all over the world on different music platforms in Europe, in India. Nicholas, because of TikTok, had a song chart in India. It was like a top 10 song in India for in these random countries because of TikTok. So those are exact aspects of social media, and try all platforms, because you don't know what's going to take off.
Yeah, and exactly. And in what you're talking about is so true. So what I do with here, let me just tell everybody a little behind the scenes thing. What I do with the show when I'm done is I download the audio separately, and I put it into a podcast form, and I put it on Anchor. Anchor spreads it out. I've had like 5 people like from Asia listen to my podcast. I don't, it's so amazing. You put it out there and it just starts spreading out. And again, you don't know when it's going to hit the right channels, but when it does, it just shoots off. It takes off. So, it'd be different if you had to put a lot of like money, like you had to throw hundreds of thousands of dollars into getting this kind of advertising. But again, if it's a free social option that they're going to allow you to have, why not take it? Why not play around with it and try to figure it out? I mean, especially if it's your own, if it's your own creations, if your own music, that sort of thing, right? I mean,
yeah. Well, and I think it's also important. There's so many things you can do free to advertise your music, but then if you do use money to advertise, I think a lot of the young artists don't know. Okay, how do I take even $50 and use it well, or $75?
Yeah.
And there's ways on Facebook to Instagram to getting on different playlists. There's ways to use your money in an intelligent way and get the most bang for your buck. So you do have to spend money to market and reinvest in yourself, but it's about doing it wisely, getting good bang for the buck.
You go.
But there is so much that you can do free. But then if you do spend money, spend it wisely. Don't go spend $200 on a Facebook ad advertising your song only in the state of California.
Yeah.
Why don't you try in Facebook advertising to all the European countries, the Philippines? Who would have thought that in parts of the Philippines and overseas, they love American music?
Yeah.
Sophia had a video go viral there that they just loved the video, right? And so you try different markets, and what takes you to advertise to a mass audience overseas for say $50 or $75, for a day or two, that could take you 5 minutes, doing it in California where, I'm not going to say Americans are more snobby about their music, but we're a different consumer, consumer.
Yeah, exactly. So again, and it's exploring all the options that are available. And like you said, being smart about it. Here I am, I'm telling everybody, look, this forum that I have here, other people use it. Other people can create with it, but it's how you use it and how you can be resourceful with it that really is going to make an impact. So that's one of the things that people don't understand when I start talking about, hey, you can do video, you can create video. Video is a way to put this right here. This is going to be your brand, right? This right here. You want to get this across? This is the best way to do it. And it's free to do. Start doing it free. You can start, and then at that point, start looking at ways to invest wisely. Start putting things into doing. So, one of the things that you can do is like, websites. Those are things you want to put in it. If you want to build yourself there, you can start. But again, what you were talking about, right, is looking at it in a different perspective. I think people, when they look to go start putting advertising and that sort of thing, that's the first thing that they want to do is do like exactly what you were said. Hey, let me go spend $200 on one solo market and, blow my whole wad right there.
Yeah. And what's the ultimate goal of getting your music to the masses and advertising it? What is it? It's to make a living from what you love doing, right? Mm-hmm. And so can my kids go out there and not go to school today because they had all this money come in? No. But however, not a month goes by where they don't have residual income coming in now because of what they've done and worked hard. So every month, even with coronavirus, they're getting TuneCore is paying both of my kids and DistroKid is paying them. And they're getting money, and that money's coming in. Sophia is getting BMI checks through publishing. When you do shows, you go in not only because you wrote the songs, but when you play live sets and you put all your shows into the BMI and they track it, these venues pay into the pot to have live music, you get checks. And so once you're registered to BMI, when you keep adding your shows that you do and you've actually written the songs, you start seeing quarterly residual checks from that. And so monetization of the career, that when like what's happening now, is it a revenue stream that comes in perpetuity with their catalog, right? And their streaming revenue, to get paid on streaming, to get paid and become an influencer. You can get paid to do brand deals. Start wearing clothes. Start. If this was a Starbucks coffee, you get big enough to get paid brand deal. I mean, some of the biggest influencers in the world get 6-figure deals to post product because they have millions of followers. Yeah. And so it's getting multiple revenue streams so that if your shows are taken away from you, these artists don't have to only rely on live. Now, years ago, if this would have happened, God forbid, the artist couldn't do a live medium, right? Because if they couldn't do the, back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, or even 10 years ago, 15 years ago, social media they would have been dead in the water. So I think creating residual income and now that artists can put out their own music and control it and get it out there. I mean, it's what I want. I sleep well at night knowing that, one day down the road, they'll have income that they can live off of based off their catalog of music.
Yeah. And how easy is that to one day go out to the mailbox and there's a check waiting for you saying, here you go, from work that you've already done and the money and the time and everything that you invested in it. Here's what a better way, right?
It's actually easier than that. You go into your TuneCore account and you download it to PayPal your check.
There you go. And there you go. It's already sitting there, right? Corona proof, life proof, those sort of things. And again, with you having a background in banking, that's almost like doing compound interest, right? Just letting that thing work for you.
Residual income, my friend, right?
Keep getting. That's the way to work it. And
then you get paid for a big show. It's on top of the residual income, right?
Yeah. So that's why I find what you're talking about and what we were talking about when we had our first initial conversation was interesting, because these are things that people, especially a lot of artists who might be watching this or who might go back and watch this video and see it and say, hey, okay, what was he talking about? And then you go back and look and say, oh, okay, yeah, I can apply that to me. I can start learning all these things, because again, and guys, if you have the opportunity to reach out to somebody who can help you learn or mentor, just go ask. You're never going to know what the possibilities are and how you're going to be able to learn if you don't reach out to. So that's what Sean has essentially done for Frank is helped him grow along the way, right? And I've had a mentor who's helped me put all this stuff together, and it speaks volumes about who they are, what they teach you, and who you are as a person as well. Did you want to go out there and do these things? So I think a lot of artists and musicians and writers, whatever you want to call, they have the same passions. They just don't know the avenues, how to start the approach, how to start.
And you never know what you can learn from somebody, right? I mean, Sean, he's much younger than me, but Sean is a mentor to me on social media, marketing, kind of business aspects, and others have as well. And then I would like to think of myself as kind of a mentor in finance and kind of other big, business. I mean, what I do for a living is I finance capital equipment for major corporations, from middle market companies to larger. That's everything from trucking fleets to corporate aircraft to marine vessels to computer technology. So I do both true leases and loans to companies. And so a lot of what I'm doing right now in that regard is helping companies keep paying their employees by doing refinancings, by helping restructuring. And I work for one of the biggest banks in the country, in Truist. Yeah. And so that's kind of, what I do on a daily basis. So everything I've learned in that 20 plus year career has been very valuable in this. Yeah. And of course, my wife's legal background, my ex-wife's talent as a singer songwriter too. Hell, I learned from my kids. They got more talent in their pinkies than I probably have in my own body. So
let's talk about that real quick, because this is something that I want to go to about talking about everybody's. I call everybody creative soul, and you are a creative soul. Everybody's got a creative soul. They can do self-expression. Everybody has that want and need to do that, whether it's something that you share in public, it's something that you do for yourself, all those sort of things. So you said that you were an actor, you went into acting and doing plays at one time. Is that something that you would ever think about maybe approaching again later on in life? I mean,
well, I never let it go completely. A tour, we did in college, did some intense acting classes and auditions in Chicago. I did a short film. My ex-wife was actually in a movie that was done, and I have friends that have made a living in doing everything from friends that some of the most famous regional directors of theaters to friends that have been very successful in the movie business to so it never leaves me. Every time I get to go make a TikTok video for my own account for fun, or every time I get to do, the Elmo voice for my 4-year-old, or do an impression for one of my kids, it never leaves me. Acting is with me every day. Singing's with me every day. I'll grab the mic away from the kids to jump on stage. Yeah. So it'll never leave me. Yeah. I truly am an actor at heart and a song and dance man. Maybe not such a good dancer, but that's.
Again, because we all have the ability to go out and do that. So that's why I was like, well, if he's got a background, maybe at one point he'll say, you know what? I see my kids going out there and pushing it, and why not me? Why not now? What's to say that if you start your journey at 45, at 55,
I don't know that. I don't know that there's a lot of room for 45-year-old Sinatra-esque type singers, but you know, you could do it here. And now the end is near, and so I face. We could do it right here. It doesn't. You know, we are.
I mean, God, who was that English lady that went on America's Got Talent? And I mean, she was already. God.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's been a while, but again, I'm pretty sure that was something that she never imagined, right? She just went out there and tried it, and you know, she actually got a record deal out of it, and now she's got something to create and go back and
she's huge.
Yeah, you could go back and she's probably getting residual checks right now from that sort of thing. So we got a few comments. Let me go and drop them in. Right, first of all, Nicholas,
go Dad.
There you go. Right. And
I just wish I was as good looking as him. I'd probably
you know, sometimes
better.
I say sometimes life's unfair.
Yeah, right.
You go, God dog it. How can it? First of all, to be the good looking, right? That's already one. Ding. Hey, that's that. and then you got a voice.
Wait a minute. I wasn't always. You know, this is an acting picture when I was young, right? So, whoa. Dude, we haven't always been in our mid-40s. We were young. We were young and cute at one time,
right? So yeah, but you know, again, we've had a lot of people. Craig Denton say hello.
Hello, Craig. Man. They're a lot of fun. Stacey Holmes.
Yes. Hi guys.
There's a high school friend, Jamal.
Yes. He's telling me he wants my Foo Fighters hat. I'm a big music nut. I love any and every type of genre, and I mean it. I spent most of my career as either driving and transportation and logistics. So when you're driving, you don't have much to do. Guess what you do? You listen to music, or you start listening to the best podcasts. Yeah. So you do all those things, and I just started consuming music, and now he's telling you what's up now. Awesome. What's up, Jamal?
What's up, Jamal?
Yeah.
Tell your brother we said hello, and then and all the prayers. I know you had lost somebody recently, Jamal. Love and peace, my brother.
Yeah, brother. Anytime. So, and again, that's another guy who's, again, he put his career into arts and doing that sort of thing. He was writing for a couple of local outfits, I believe. So again, why is it? I don't know, something about Lancaster and what we did or something around that time that just had a lot of creative people in there. And maybe it's that way for a lot of
diverse and an amazing diverse community, right? I mean, just all kinds of backgrounds and religions and you know, ethnic backgrounds, everything. It was hey man, I love going to the town square and going to the lock-ins, man, and seeing the movies, to the Love and Oven, getting a cupcake to
Hey, shout out to the Love and Oven guys. That's a local fun spot for us.
All the toilet papering we used to do. That would be a crime today.
That's a courtesy nowadays.
and all those people we used to put like trash bags in the middle of the street and late at night and toilet paper and like fishing line, and then we'd hide behind the bushes. And I was like, to all the people that I did that to, please, I ask you.
Yeah.
But it was a good time. My parents are very glad they don't have 45 people staying at their house overnight anymore.
Yeah. So one more question, or let me ask two more. Let's do it one more right now. So once we get past all of this, right? Once we get, and we'll move past it. It's just going to take time and learning this stuff. But what are the plans for Frank Annello as far as going forward after we move past all this, all the crisis and the pandemic and all this other stuff? So what are your plans as far as what are you using this time right now to formulate as far as going forward once we get back to some sort of a normal environment?
Well, first and foremost, I hope that it's not, you know, that with all these projections that it's less impactful than people think in terms of that more lives are saved, that more people don't get sick. So let's hope and pray for all of that.
Yeah.
Let's hope and pray that all our family, our friends, their family, their friends, that as many stay healthy and well. So that's first. I'd say after this, man, I want to do what I can to help people. I want to, I'm fortunate in some ways. So whatever I can do to give back, I'm going to try to give back. And after, I want to see my kids thrive and be passionate and happy. It's not about the dollar. It's about, can they make a living for themselves? Do they enjoy what they do? Did they get out of bed? And then do they reciprocate and help others? That's one thing I do believe in. And my mother, that comes from my mother. My mother is help somebody else and don't do it just because you want something in return, but help them. And if you do the right things, you'll see that be good for the whole community, and so after this, I want my kids to be successful in music. I want my oldest son to do great in banking if that's what he chooses to do for a long time. I want my youngest son to do whatever he wants. I got my oldest is going to be 24 soon, 23 going on 24. My youngest is 4. Man, I got a lot more raising to do. So
I feel you. I'm not far behind you. My youngest is 5, so we still got a bit of a stretch before we're actually at that point where all of our kids are old enough to handle themselves on their own. So, but again,
so that's it. And and so down the road, I hope to be more involved in the music business. I hope to finish off my career in banking with the Splash. I hope to do more in commercial real estate, which my wife and I are passionate about. It's not a good thing to be in right now, obviously, because tenants are shut down in a lot of counties, a lot of states. But I want to do all that, and I want everybody to be as healthy and happy as they can be, and that's the goal, man.
That's the goal. Great message, great goals, people. So again, everybody, we all have the opportunity to create our own happiness, and if you're at home, if you're having the extra time right now, take this time to really, first of all, gain perspective. And then reassess and reevaluate what you got going on in your life and really think, okay, is this what I want to do? Is this what I want to continue to do? Because again, everything that we've been going through right now has been unprecedented. So all options, all boundaries, all this stuff's going to be taken off the table. So whenever we do get past this, the people that are spending their time preparing and getting ready, learning new skills, learning all this other stuff. This is one they're going to be jumping. So that's why I'm asking a lot of the artists that I have on that you've cordially introduced me to. That, hey, are you preparing new music? Are you using this time to start writing? What are plans that you can go start? This is a time to start getting those. And I know it's tough, but getting those creative juices flowing. Because again, you're only going to be able to be as successful as much as a amount of time that you put into doing it. So if you're having the time now, spend it writing lyrics, spend it writing melodies. Start looking at stories that would give you inspiration. So this is a good time right now, and
help others. Help others.
That's right. So, and then Jason just came. Oh, Mr. Hoover, dang it, I'm late. Yeah, you're late. You're a little late, buddy. We're at 45 minutes in, so we're about to get out of here. But I appreciate it.
It's Friday. Is it Miller time?
Yeah.
Woo!
There we go.
I should have brought the ice chest in here.
Yeah. So again, people. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Have a good attitude like that, right? I've been in Zoom calls and people got their head down and they're worried, and I get it. Stress is there, but the stress is going to be there regardless, folks. So don't let it quarrel your soul, your creativity, and all this thing. Use it as a tool, as a fire to turn it around and start again reaching out to folks. This is what I love doing right now. I have the ability to reach out to people and talk to them and bring them on and introduce people and create a forum for me to share my creativity and somebody else's as well. So
and I feel the passion coming. I feel it was coming on. I was getting ready to see you start.
Yeah, I'm ready. Hey, I'm ready. That's why. And yesterday earlier this week we had Remy Riley on. That was the first time that I had done something differently creative and bringing on artists. So I love that format. So I'm going to, again, and that's something that we're going to approach going forward is when I do have musical guests on, hey, come on, bring a couple of your songs. Let's do acoustic sets. Let's get all that stuff again, because again, it adds a different aspect. And you can. I was sitting there jamming.
Oh yeah, man. How can you not, right?
Yeah. So incredible people, incredible voices, incredible things going on. So,
well, Gabriel, thank you for doing this, man, and thank you for having me on. This was a blast, and peace and love to you and your family, and say hello to your family. We go way back.
Yeah. So everybody, just again, thank you for everybody that you've sent towards my way. It's helped me out tons. I am eternally grateful for all the help and everything else, because it is what you were talking about a few minutes ago about reciprocating. It's there.
Yeah,
people are seeing it, and I want to do this.
And we'll have to have a beer, share a hug and a beer when all this.
There you go. Once we get all this crap past us.
None of this elbow stuff, man.
Yeah,
we're gonna bring the hug back.
There you go. We're bringing sexy back, baby. So everybody know that. I'll tell you that right now. So, okay, guys, it's time to wrap up. We've had a great show. We had a great interview. I enjoyed having this conversation with Frank. So, guys, real quick, stay safe out there. Do what they're telling you to do. So they're telling you for a reason. We don't have a virus. We don't have a cure for this virus yet. We don't know what it's going to be like. So that's the best way, is to just follow the regulations and rules that they're putting out, because they're doing it for your best interest. So stay at home, shelter in place, folks, practice social distancing for now. We'll all get past this, and one day we'll all have a good laugh about it. We got past Y2K. We got past all these other things that were so scary at the time, and we will. The human race has always been resilient. We've gone past world wars. We've gone past bubonic plagues. We've gone past cholera. All these other diseases. We'll get past this one. Yes, and it's just reach out to somebody. Take the time. So everybody have a good weekend.
Yep. It's
Friday. Enjoy yourself. Have fun. You're at home. Figure out ways to be fun and creative at home. And hey, again, hop on a social media call. Ask somebody. Go connect with somebody you haven't connected to.
Do virtual happy hours, man. On Zoom. Get like 10 of your buddies.
Yeah. There you go. What a better way, right? Go out and have these people come. Who says you have to stop drinking? Who says you have to stop having a good time? Nobody is.
Well, have tea, whatever you like.
Yeah. It's just about reaching out. So, okay, guys. That'll do it for this evening. You guys can go check out the episode later on. It'll be on my YouTube page. It'll be on podcast afterwards. You guys want to listen to it, and I'll be blasting it all over social media. So everybody have a good night. Stay safe. I'll talk to you again Monday, and I'll be here Sunday night to kind of go over the guest and everything that I have for the following week. So one more comment before we go. Great job. Yes, it was an awesome job. Y'all have a good evening. I'll talk to you again Monday, 7:00 Central Standard Time. Good evening. Bye-bye, everybody.
Thank you.
No problem, my friend. Oh, come on. What's going on? Now, look at it. That's the fun about